Good morning, squad. Welcome back to MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, the number one spot for everything sports talk, sports news, sports debate in the morning. Hope y'all had a great Thursday. We got a crazy Friday rundown. We're going to start it off going to the LeBron James reevaluation update, with him being reevaluated in 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks now. Is it official that the dagger is in the Los Angeles Lakers for this season? Jalen Carter update. Will his criminal issues and involvement and untimely death after their national championship affect his draft stock? How scary are the Golden State Warriors after a fourth straight win against the Clippers? A-Rod watch. How fast will A-Rod make his decision on whether he's going to retire or return? Lamar Jackson watch. Ravens still have not given him a franchise tag. Will they end up doing it? And then we're going to break down the primetime games coming on ESPN tonight of the Brooklyn Nets at the Boston Celtics and the Memphis Grizzlies at the Denver Nuggets. Let's get right into it, gang gang. So let's start off episode 107 in LA with the update to LeBron James and his reevaluation timetable, and the update on his injury is supposedly now a tendon injury. Is the dagger officially in the Los Angeles Lakers for this season, making them done and dead? Yes, it is. To me, I said it was done and dead after 2 weeks, but in 3 weeks reevaluation, they saying that's about 10 games. I think they got about like 19, 18 games left. No, it's a dunion, man. It's a dunion. Then you don't want to rush him back because, like they were saying if they were in a better position, he'd probably rest the rest of the season and then try to come back in the playoffs. So I don't like the fact that LeBron James is trying to rush back, or it seems as though he's trying to rush back. And if he does, then that might result in another injury. But yeah, the Lakers are done. Stick a fork in them. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Jalen Carter update. Jalen Carter was pulled away from the NFL Combine the past few days. If you haven't known, involvement in the reckless driving and the racing that involved the death of his teammate and a member of the coaching staff for the Georgia Bulldogs after their national championship win. Will this affect Jalen Carter's draft stock? I don't see how it can't affect his draft stock. You see what I'm saying? Especially when you think about as far as accidents, racing, and those type of vehicular issues being so prevalent in the NFL. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't hear about this in the NBA. You don't hear about this in the MLB. You don't hear about this in the NHL. But in the NFL, Henry Ruggs III, he killed somebody while driving a car. Then you had Chris Henry, who died in a car accident. You had another Cowboys player who killed somebody in a hit and run. Like, what is up with these NFL players or these football players in general and wouldn't get behind the wheel and go crazy? Athletes in general, I'm not going to say athletes in general because it's a wide majority in the NFL and NCAA football that get into trouble in comparison to one-offs and like boxing and Errol Spence doing what he did. That was just stupid, but it was more so him putting himself in harm. Jalen Carter, the dude that was from the Dallas Cowboys that killed somebody in a hit and run, like all these dudes, like these things are scary, dog. Henry Ruggs. You get what I'm saying? Like these are scary issues. And then it's also a thing of, why are you putting yourself in a position where you could take yourself away? You get what I'm saying? Like, you can't invest that much in a number, because he's a top 5 prospect. They were talking about Jalen Carter going number 1 overall. So you can't invest that much into a player that you don't even know if he want to be on this earth or not. Because if you're going 90, 100 miles an hour, 110, 120 miles per hour, bro, I did 100. That's when you start losing traction. That's when anything pop out. That little skirt, oh, you losing control. And there's no bringing it back once you lose control. There's no bringing it back. I lost a cousin because of that. Because of racing and being, you get what I'm saying? Like, I lost a few family members because of cars and people getting behind the wheel and wanting to test that power. That's something scary, man. Because for one thing, it never goes away. That adrenaline rush that you want to feel, it never goes away. So if you draft Jalen Carter, number 1 overall, he starts to ball out. I guarantee in a couple years, he's going to be right behind that wheel, balling out when he's feeling himself. He's going to be balling out right behind that wheel. Skirt! Forgetting all about his teammate that died and his coach that died. And I know he's young, and I hope he matures from this. And I don't want it to affect him to the point where he doesn't get drafted at all. But I do see him dropping to probably like the 2nd or 3rd round. I do see it being millions of dollars monetarily, you know what I'm saying, affecting him. I see it being that deep. Because me personally, I wouldn't invest in nobody like that, especially like I said, with all the stuff that's been going on around the NFL lately. How would you look as a franchise going out and getting a dude and then he get into something when he was in something in college? Like, no, I wouldn't do that. Not for an overall number one pick. I can't make that type of investment. So yes, I do see this affecting Jalen Carter's draft stock. Let's move on. Let's move back to the NBA. How scary are the Golden State Warriors on a 4-game win streak, beating the Los Angeles Clippers last night, 115-91. Got the Pelicans tonight. And then Steph Curry is expected to be back Sunday versus the Lakers. The Golden State Warriors are rounded back into championship form. That's as simple as it gets. As much as people wanted to say this, that, and the third about the start of the season, Draymond Green punching Jordan Poole not living up to the contract to start off the season, this, that, and the third. They went 6-5 in the 11 games that Steph Curry missed the first time. They are 5-4 now in the 9 games that Steph Curry has missed of recently, and they're, I believe, the 4th seed or the 5th seed. They're the 5th seed right behind the Phoenix Suns. So, to me, I'm looking at the Golden State Warriors as rounding back into the favorites to win the Western Conference because they are the defending champions. Once they get Steph Curry back, they gonna be good. And then you think about Andrew Wiggins is still out. So once they get Steph and Wiggs back, it's a wrap. It's a wrap because they can just gonna round back into that championship form that they were in last year. And that's exactly what I'm seeing. So to me, how scary are the Warriors? They're very scary if you're not a Warriors fan. They should be petrifying you right now if you're not a Warriors fan, because you know what they do. You know how they gonna come, and you know they're not going back down. And I think this team right now is, like I said, motivated after all these moves. You got Kyrie going to Dallas, you got KD going to the Phoenix Suns, and then you got the Denver Nuggets at the top. And it's almost like the rest of the basketball landscape forgot about the Golden State Warriors, the defending finals champions. And I think the Golden State Warriors are here to remind them on who they are. So let's move on to the NFL. Let's pick up in Green Bay with A-Rod watch, Aaron Rodgers watch. How fast will Aaron Rodgers make his decision? He said he plans on making it soon. I see him making a decision, and the Green Bay Packers, if they decide to move off of him, making a decision within the next 1 or 2 weeks. I see it being that quick of a decision because A-Rod wants to move on. I feel like the Green Bay Packers want to know what's going on. And then the rest of the league, if they're going to move on or if they're going to keep Aaron Rodgers, they need to know what's going on so they can pursue other avenues or pursue Aaron Rodgers. So I see it being a 1 to 2 week decision type thing. Do I see him staying with Green Bay or do I see him getting traded? I'm going to say he's going to end up staying with Green Bay just because I don't see anybody breaking the bank for 2 years with Aaron Rodgers when he's capped out the past 2 years at the NFC Championship game. Like, you don't pay $50-60 million, and then that's with Devontae Adams. So you bringing him in, no Devontae. You seen how he looked this year without no Devontae in comparison to Patrick Mahomes without Tyreek Hill. Yeah, I don't think I would be pursuing Aaron Rodgers. I think Aaron Rodgers can't leave the $60 million on the table and just walk away. So I do see him coming back and playing for the Green Bay Packers this year. Let's move to Baltimore. Lamar Jackson watch. The Ravens have yet to give Lamar Jackson the franchise tag. They have until Tuesday to do so, or they have to figure out a contract situation, or Lamar Jackson has the option to walk. Are they going to come to a conclusion in this whole thing? To me, I see this as maybe the Ravens are saying we don't want to pay Lamar, but we also don't want to keep him hostage. Maybe they're just going to keep trying to negotiate until Tuesday. And if they don't come to an agreement on a contract, then they're just going to let him walk and see if he can make it on the market. And that, honestly, that's the most respectable thing that the Baltimore Ravens could do, because that's what everybody is saying. If you don't believe, let him walk then. Don't franchise tag him when you know you don't want to give him that type of money on a yearly basis. Don't do that. Don't hold the dude hostage. So I would absolutely respect that if that is what the Ravens are leaning towards. If that does happen, I would see the Miami Dolphins going after Lamar Jackson very hard. And I see Lamar Jackson maybe taking a hometown discount to go down there and play with Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle with Mike McDaniels running the show. So I don't know. They got until Thursday, but we're going to keep an eye on Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens up until Tuesday when the franchise tag deadline comes. So let's move on. Before we end off episode 107 of MadMizzy Sports Morning Show, let's break down the games coming on ESPN tonight. You got the Brooklyn Nets at the Boston Celtics, and then you got the Memphis Grizzlies at the Denver Nuggets. What am I seeing in this first game? Brooklyn Nets, Boston Celtics, no Kevin Durant, no Kyrie Irving, Ben Simmons, Seth Curry going up against Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Give me the Celtics big, 111-97 Celtics at home. Memphis Grizzlies at the Denver Nuggets, both won 4 of the last 5 games. They split the series so far 1-1, and this is the last meeting between the two teams. But I do see the Denver Nuggets wanting to send a message to the Memphis Grizzlies. They are the number 1 seed. They are at home in this game. I'm going to take the Nuggets in this one. I see Nikola Jokic being too much for Jaren Jackson and those dudes. And I had the offensive efficiency of Jamal Murray kind of negating what Ja Morant will present. So give me the Denver Nuggets 109-101 over the Memphis Grizzlies. Let me know what y'all think. Episode 107, LeBron James reevaluation pushed back to 3 weeks instead of 2 weeks. Is the dagger officially in the Los Angeles Lakers for this season? Jalen Carter, will his legal issues affect his draft stock? How scary are the Golden State Warriors coming off a 4th straight win, 115-91 over the Los Angeles Clippers last night? Aaron Rodgers watch in Green Bay. How fast will Aaron Rodgers make his decision? Lamar Jackson watch in Baltimore. Will the Baltimore Ravens just let Lamar Jackson walk if they can't come to an agreement before Tuesday? And then let's break down the games on ESPN tonight of the Brooklyn Nets at the Boston Celtics and the Memphis Grizzlies at the Denver Nuggets. MadMizzy Sports Morning Show. Like, comment, share, subscribe, listen, alert. MizzyWorld Entertainment. Gang.